Okay, what's in here?
It
Marcus
can't be.
T.K. Hodgson.
White hair, yellow eyes, slashed face. Just like he said. Geralt of Rivia, known as the White Wolf, the Butcher of Blaviken.
Geralt of Rivia's enough. What is it?
A man came to me a few years past, paid me to keep a book for you, said you'd come for it one day.
Who was he?
He didn't introduce himself, but the book has a red cover, that I remember. I'm sure I've not sold it.
All right, see if I can find it.
And perhaps glance at the others while you're at it.
Okay.
Be glad to look over what you got.
None of these are quest books, so not buying, sorry. Okay. How about this one?
The Merry Adventures of Muriel the Lovely Harlot, adorned with humorous engravings.
On one occasion, Muriel went on a journey to see her auntie in Maribor, accompanied by her nursemaid. Their path took them through a forest, and in this forest lived a raucous troop of bandits. This infamous group was led by Flynn Selms, and all the king's men had been unable to bring them to justice. Alas, such was Muriel's great misfortune that these bandits chose to attack her carriage. Muriel's nursemaid was old, blind, and deaf. She did not wake when a tree fell in front of their carriage with a loud thud, nor when the bandits fought a fierce battle against their guardsmen. When Flynn ripped open the carriage door with his muscular arms and stepped inside, Muriel had to deal with the danger herself. "Make our guest comfortable, young lady," the old nursemaid muttered in her sleep. Muriel obediently carried out her instructions. Ooh, Muriel. Okay, I don't think that's the one. What else we got? Oh, books on the stairs. I think this is the right one, so I'm going to leave it. Oh, maybe that's the right one. Hang on. What's this? Moribundia, the vampire's last likeness.
Moribundia, the vampire's last likeness.
Thereupon, Isabella took Edward's glistening visage in her hand and embraced his icy lips, which were twisted into a cynical grin. Does this sound familiar? "Forgive me, my love," she whispered, stifling the sobs heaving her bosom, "but my heart doth long with fiercer passion for yon werewolf, whom thou hatest with all thy vampiric thou-ness." "'Tis for the best," spoke Edward, shifting his pale face towards the equally pale moon. "With me thy life was ever endangered. With yon werewolf thou shalt know peace and happiness." Edward turned around and took a step towards the exit, but Isabella grabbed his wrist and bade he stop. The touch of her hand was so tender, his heart newly began to beat anew. After centuries of deathly stillness, "There is more," spoke she, averting his penetrating gaze. "I am with child." What a book. Excuse me, rich townsman. I'm just gonna reach over you. Tyromancy, or the noble art of cheese divination.
Tyromancy, or the noble art of cheese divination.
What splendid diversity reigns in the kingdom of cheese! The ripened curd can be white or blue, hard or soft, fresh or aged, from the milk of cows, sheep, or goats, brined, pickled, or untouched. The list could go on until the end of time. And each of them, every last slice, every morsel and crumb, not only brings with it an unmatched rush of century experience, but in the right hands can be made to reveal the universe's most closely guarded secrets. For cheese, like the innards of sacrificed animals, the flight of a swallow, or vivid dreams, can be used for divination. The depth and size of a cheese's holes reveal when rains will fall in the coming year, while the color of mold veins tells who shall love whom, and the scent of a hard grana padano predicts which army will vanquish his foes and which shall perish. The best divination, however, is done using the ancient method of fondue. One must simply melt two different kinds of cheese, preferably Emmental and Gruyere, in white wine or in a pinch in a dry apple cider. Then one must use a long stick to immerse a morsel of bread in the resultant thick, soupy mixture, all the while keeping in mind the question, what shall my child be like when he, or she as the case may be, grows? Then bring the cheese-covered morsel of bread up to a candle, so that it casts a shadow on the wall. The shape will provide a sure and easily understood answer to your query. I don't know about easily understood. Okay, what else we got? Oh, yeah, that is the right one. So let's go over here. The treatment of furuncles through cauterization.
The treatment of furuncles through cauterization. A study.
Everyone's seen a boil, usually more than they care to. These deformities don't just mar your beauty, they can be signs of disease, or even the disease's cause and epicenter. If your lungs wheeze and your heart flutters, or if you're just sick of pustules, you can carve them off and be free of this ill for good. Now, when you go to carve off a boil, use a sharp knife which you've had a dog lick thoroughly beforehand. For a dog's tongue works wonders in healing wounds. You gotta be brave as you go about it, slicing as confidently and steadily as carving off a hunk of cheese. Gross. Then quickly cauterize the resultant wound using a red-hot poker. Don't pay any mind to screams or tears. Pus, bile, and any other humors need to be gathered in a basin, then dumped in a pit and the pit covered, else the illness might return. Are we glad we read that? Okay, last one.
My manifesto. Must
Life
be
of
it.
Jacques de
There's a
Aldersberg.
letter inside.
The reasons for choosing Jacques de Aldersberg as a Grand Master remain a mystery. The Order of the White Rose had gone through a crisis in those times and was on the verge of collapse, so one might guess that the Brethren wished to have someone decisive as their leader. Someone with a clear vision. The Aldersberg was precisely such a man. One of his first decisions was to change the Brotherhood's name to the Order of the Flaming Rose. The most puzzling aspect, however, is that the Order and the King himself decided to trust a man who, for all intents and purposes, had appeared out of nowhere. They say he was a wanderer, an itinerant priest who moved crowds with his speeches declaiming non-humans. Aha, sounds familiar. They say he worked miracles and showed his flock visions of a world destroyed by the White Frost. He was undoubtedly a man of great charisma, one instilled with unshakable principles, which he in turn tried to instill in others. Was he truly a source? Was he indeed gifted with raw magic talent? That we will never know for certain. Letter from A. Witcher. In the ocean of possibility, some events are more likely and some less. It's not easy to fish out the first, not even when one's intellect stretches through all time and space. I left this letter for you in the hope that despite all odds, you will come across it one day, for I must warn you, mankind is threatened. Prophesied destruction by the White Frost is not just the babbling of some mad she-elf. Perhaps I will have the opportunity to convince you of this in person. If not, I must rely on this letter, which you will read many years from now, at a time when you will know more than you did when we first met. Know that nothing will save the world, except preparing its entire population for this catastrophe. The old tales say a child of the elder blood can stave off the danger, but I tried and failed. Ever since, I have been haunted by a hideous vision of crowned wraith, the specter of my failure. I was the chosen one, and the chosen one failed. You and your brotherhood are our only hope. When the time of the wolf's blizzard comes, men shall perish, only the Ubermen will survive. Your duty is to give the world Ubermen. Whatever you think of me, do not fail as I have failed. A. I think this is a reference to the events of a previous game. Somebody who was actually the antagonist of a previous game, who failed in his vision to save the world as he sees it. But there is another child of the elder blood that we can rely on, so we do not, in fact, have to turn everybody into witchers, because that seems like a very bad idea.
Stand and fight!
You again? Want some more? Bruises on your ass heal already?
On God, I say, victory will be mine this time. I've practiced with shield and sword. Many a headless scarecrow round here. Heed my warning and stand and fight!
Fine.
Duly heeded. Now show me what you got.
Alright.
Not your lucky
You
day.
got me on a sucker punch last time, so.
Had enough?
Yes, but next time...
Go back to mate Bilberry and apologize for being an ass. Quick, before I change my mind and break your bones.
we shall meet again.
Uh-huh.
Hail, good fellow. Would you be keen on helping me with a very important matter?
Depends what.
What do you want?
Name's Muggs. Rostin Muggs. Need your help in a grave matter.
What's this grave matter?
I came here on business. Sadly, just there across the river, toward the bridge's end, I was attacked. Smashed a bottle of the finest dwarven spirit on the bugger's skull. But the robbery was still a partial success.
Tell me what you want already, and be brief.
Thief ran off with my documents. Very important documents. I need you to get him back for me.
It'll cost you. I don't work for free.
That's true.
That I know. Since the dawn of time, no witcher's lifted a finger without pay. I've a smattering of coin in the soles of my boots. Return the documents, and it's yours.
Fine. See what I can do.
Okay.
Maybe my last chance. I'm out of ideas if this don't work.
Halfling. Let's see what we can find. Detective Geralt is on the case. Here's a nice bridge. Your job is just to stand here? I guess it's a nice place to stand. Oh, look at that mill! That's cool.
Move on.
Okay. I found a clue.
Dwarven moonshine. Nothing stinks quite like it. There's the bottle. Muggs was attacked here.
Okay. Follow that scent.
lollygagging.
Be a butcher went on big.
Oh. Been led right to Gerd. Hey Gerd, what did you do?
Hand over the documents, thief.
Me? A thief? I won him straight, I did, in a game of cards.
Not how Muggs sees it. Claims he was mugged.
He lost, demanded them papers back, and when I refused, he walloped me over the noggin with a bottle. Barely escaped with me life.
It's a very different story. Well, you know, I've been paid to retrieve these documents, so.
Listen, it's like this. Either give me the papers, or I'll take them from you.
You think I frighten that easy?
Yes. Oh. Oh, Gerd. Oh.
Stop! You fucking bang. Enough.
One
Enough.
punch.
I'll give you the damn papers. Take them.
Okay, there he is. What do you have to say for yourself?
Well,
Found the thief who took your documents.
can't be. Let's go get him. You can hold him while I take what's mine.
Slow down. See, this man said he never attacked you. Said you lost to him at cards.
Ah, cheeky bastard. But like me Aunt Rosalie always said, lies got but wee legs and don't run far. The documents belong to my employer. A deed to a townhouse in Vengerberg. And true enough, I've been drinking. Got a bit carried away. I lost them in a game of cards.
Then you whacked the winner on the head with a bottle.
What was it to do? You weren't willing to give him back. When the scoundrel drew a weapon, I fled. But without them papers, I haven't the gumption to show me face at home.
Well, I got him anyway. All it took was one
Here,
punch.
now pay up.
Of course I will. Give you all I've left. Wouldn't you have it any other way?
It'll pay off, they said.
It's true.
Another one. Run along home with the rest.
Sir, show some mercy. We've not got nowhere to go. For us, it's Novigrad or death.
Had enough of you lot. Sod off, or I'll have you skewered.
They seem desperate. Let them through. Can't see any harm in it.
Fucking hell. How many times have I got to repeat this? I've orders to turn back anyone who don't show a pass.
The classic choices. Money, magic, or violence. Or we're gonna go with magic when we can. Barring that violence.
Pass.
Not money, though.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We got nowhere to go back to. Novigrad. That's a chance of a new life.
Stay off the roads. Liable to run into another patrol.
Shan't be taken like that again. We'll be as careful as hares in a field bared by winter.
What a metaphor.
You was cast in a different mould than us. More like the hero that lies in the tomb neath Crookback Hills.
I've been there.
Tomb's in a cave in a hillside. Down Warren's at the foot of the hill. Folk say treasure inside's a sight to behold. Huge hoard. Might find something that suits you. Good luck.
I did find something that suits me. I'm wearing it right now. Well, thanks, I guess.
You're a fierce one. But in fairness,
Move it!
Move it, Roach.